Scott, thank you for joining us. That's a difficult afternoon here at the Broadfield Stadium as we lose out 1-0 to Wrexham. Can I get your thoughts on the game first?
Frustration would be the word I would use with that. You know, we dominated the ball all game. We were outstanding. We created really good chances, certainly in the first half. I thought that we had probably more of the ball in the second half. Didn't create as much clear-cut chances, certainly in the second half, because of the way they kind of defended deep. But I'm really proud of my players. I thought that we were excellent today against a really strong side.
Yeah, as you say, it's a really strong Wrexham side. Do you think we just missed that sort of killer instinct today? As you say, we looked really good on the ball, lots of passing. You know, I think we probably dominated the possession stat, but in the end, the goalkeeper wasn't really tested, was he?
Well, Dan Olsey, you know, misses a big chance in the first half. You know, there's a couple of chances in the first half. You know, I disagree with you. I think that we did enough to win this game today in terms of chances as well. So no, I disagree with that. But I also think that in the second half, with all the possession, they camped in. We didn't create clear cut in the second half. We made some poor decisions. Kind of when we got camped in there, and we got them in there. You know, we shot when we maybe should have had an extra pass. We had an extra pass when we maybe should have shot. Once we beat the man, we then didn't pick somebody out. We didn't beat the man enough. So yeah, kind of frustrated with the final third stuff in the second half, but I thought we did enough to win the game.
Is there some credit to be owed to the Wrexham defence? You know, we've been scoring a lot of goals recently and they're the first side to shut us out in a great number of games.
You've got to give credit to the Wrexham team. Never mind the defence, the whole team was behind the ball. You know, they didn't have kind of, I think they only like Fletcher up the top of the pitch for large periods towards the end of the game, you know, and you know, they banked in and made it really hard. There was no spaces, you know, we just had to kind of keep, you know, knocking the door down and hope that one would drop, whether it's a slide pass, whether it's a shot, or whether it's just, you know, being patient, playing round and round and round until we get an opportunity to pull the trigger or make a pass in the box or dribble in the box or drive in the box, whatever it may be.
Very disappointing, obviously, in the first half to lose Ben Gladwin, Adam Campbell. I'm not sure if that was injury force or not, that changed. Is there any updates on those two at the moment?
No updates, too early. Yeah, too early.
Too early, but do you think that, you know, Ben Gladwin coming off so early obviously naturally changes the game, doesn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, it does, but like we've got good players to come on in place of him. You know, Lolas was, I think he got man of the match, I heard, kind of towards the end of the game, so, you know, we know he's a good player. You know, so, you know, it's not really any different. You know, obviously Gladwin's our captain and leader, and we probably feel a little safer with him on the pitch, but when he's not on the pitch, we've still got good players to you know, take his place.
Yeah, a bit of a gap now to a league game. We've got 2 cup fixtures coming up, obviously now the Morecambe game's been postponed, and I suppose it's just a chance to get back to winning ways as soon as possible.
Yeah, we don't like back-to-back losses. You know, that was one kind of challenge that I set the players today, was that we don't go back-to-back losses. It's important to me that, you know, we keep kind of ticking off the games and picking up points. But yeah, disappointed with that. But yeah, we've got 2 cup games now, so it will be an opportunity for me to put some much needed rest into some of the players who have played lots of minutes.
Thanks, Scott.
Scott, you obviously didn't have Liam Kelly today. How much of a miss was that, and do you think it had any impact on?
Yeah, big miss obviously, because he's a very good player, but I thought Aaron Henry was outstanding today in his place, you know. So he's very similar to Liam in the way that we play and the way that he plays. So I thought Aaron was very good today, but obviously, you know, not having Liam on the pitch is always going to be a big miss. But yeah, it's just unfortunate, you know. We obviously got concussed. There's a protocol that we've got to go by, and you know, for the players' kind of well-being.
Yeah. And when Ben Gladwin came off, I don't think anybody would think Lolos is the sort of natural replacement for Ben Gladwin. What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, he is.
Fair enough.
It's completely the natural, you know, change for me. I think that he's very similar to Gladwin in many ways. You know, he glides with the ball, he makes things happen. He does well when he's facing up. You saw him score the late goal out here. I can't remember the game. Tranmere. He scored the late goal. He's facing kind of he's not with his back to goal. He's facing it. So I think he is a number 10. I think he's a complete replacement for Gladwin.
Yeah, and obviously it was quite a physical game. There were a few yellow cards certainly for the Wrexham players. What was your view of the tackle on Campbell? Did you think it was a red straight away?
I think it'd be harsh for me to comment without looking back at it. I think it was a bit of a distance away from me. it didn't look great, obviously. But I don't really want to comment too much on that without me looking back.
And the physicality of Wrexham, did that have any effect on your team? Were you expecting that, do you think?
No, it's League Two. It's League Two. My players were fine with it. We completely dominated the game, in my opinion. I thought we were very good today. I'm really proud of the team. We go after performances. Performances are important to me, and the results will be a byproduct of that. If you play that game like that, another 100 times you win it, probably 98.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Scott, as you mentioned, it's a very frustrating afternoon. It felt like, in a way, it was deja vu with the Gillingham game not too long ago, where it was just they were sat behind the ball and we had to try and break the lines. It's obviously very, very frustrating when you sort of have to sort of deal with that for the remainder of the game. How frustrating are you that it just wasn't our day today? Yeah,
very frustrating. It's we've got players on the pitch who can score goals. Dan Horsey's got 4 already. Adam Campbell scored 4. Nick Cerullo scored 4. Darcy's on 2. And Lolis is on a couple, if not probably 3. So you've got players who are on the pitch who are capable of scoring goals. But when you're playing against a team, an experienced team at that, who bank in, sit in, they scored a goal out of nothing, by the way. Out of nothing. But fair play to them. They've come here, scored a goal, and then put everybody behind it.
You said you have a couple of cup games sort of to, I guess, resurrect this result or have the correct reaction for this result, and as well you've freshly sort of played Sutton, who are one of the games. Is that going to give you a bit of confidence going into the game that you had a very good result against them last time and coming again here?
No, I don't. I haven't really thought about that yet. I'm just kind of still mulling over what's happened today. But come tomorrow, I'll be ready to go again and work out what we're going to do and who's going to play and who's going to not play. So I've not looked at that yet.
Obviously, we spoke about the Gladwin sort of miss and Lolos coming on straight away, but how impressed were you with him, a man of the match performance, and he seemed to be very, very dangerous at times as well? Yeah,
he's a good player, isn't he? He finds spaces really well, he handles the ball very smoothly and he glides with the ball and he can chop from left to right, right to left, he can hit it with his left, he can hit it with his right. He's a good player, and we kind of knew, listen, we didn't want Ben Gladwin to come off the pitch, but he did, and like I said before, it's a perfect replacement for him.
As well, sort of the possession stats were very much in favour of Crawley. Are those just some of the positives to really take in from today so far?
Yeah, of course. We're pleased. We want to own the football. We want to have all of the ball. And we did say kind of one of the biggest things was that we know they've got a long throw. We know they've got good corners. We know they've got good free kicks. We know that they fling the ball in your box at every opportunity. But one thing that I wanted was to have all of the ball today in order for them not to be able to do them things that they're good at, and I felt that we did that brilliantly. Of course, on top of which we need to make sure that with all the possession we have to make sure that we get goals. We have to make sure that we create chances. We did create chances today, for sure. We did create chances today, but probably not enough on reflection of the possession we had.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.